Hello.
Hello guys.
And how do you,
Hello.
here we go.
Oh, hey John, how are you?
Nice.
Hey Ben.
Good.
What up?
Hey Matthew, how are you?
Good.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us, guys.
you're welcome. So, first of all, I would like to say thank you so much for taking your time to be here in an interview with Jakarta Konser.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate you so much.
Of course. Thanks for having us. It's nice to wake up and do something right in the morning and not know what to
time
do.
is it there?
Yeah. No, it's good.
It's 10 o'clock.
Okay, here is 9 p.m.
Nice.
Yeah, so we got two winners. They are Widya and also Nebula.
What's
Hey,
up,
guys.
guys? I'm going to switch to
Hi,
gallery view real quick.
hi, I'm Nebula.
Can't see.
Nebula.
What up, Nebula?
Hi, I'm Widya.
Hey,
Hi,
Willie.
Widya.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Good to meet you guys.
Oh my I feel like I'm dreaming.
So, during this quarantine, what are you guys doing? Like, are you guys eating, sleep again, or still
I wish I were like that. I'd probably feel more well rested if I could do that. John, for these questions, you want to just go like John, Matt, Ben for everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the guys and I have been writing a lot of songs. So
Okay.
we're still trying to pump out new music, kind of staying busy in that regard. I mean, more personally, I've been trying to become a better cook. I've been watching some movies, trying to learn a different language,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
all the things.
did you learn about Indonesian?
I really actually should.
We
that-
do.
Yeah, we should all learn.
Oh,
That would be
Can
more
you say
productive.
something in Indonesian?
What have we learned, guys?
Indonesian.
It's still you guys look like it's still early for you. You guys just look like you
Terima
woke
kasih.
up. What's just a hello phrase? We say it all the time. Apa kabar? That's not
Apa
it.
kabar? Yeah. How are you?
Yes.
Kabar.
Is that hello?
How are you?
Nice, how are you?
It means how are you?
Yeah.
And then there's one for thank you that I really liked. I just forgot what it was.
Terima kasih.
It like rolled off. What is it?
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Yeah, terima kasih.
Yeah,
Yeah, that always
yeah.
sounds like it feels so nice.
Mhm,
Yeah,
I know.
that one does pronounce nicely.
I think of all the international spots that we could hit, Indonesia is our first on the list. So we will definitely collectively learn more phrases before we go there.
Yeah.
Do you think Indonesian language is hard for you guys?
I think any language that's not that we're not well versed in will be difficult. But I think if we hold ourselves accountable, I think we'll learn it a lot easier, especially if we like speak it within our like general group all the time. I think languages get easier when you're just surrounded by it.
Mhm.
So no doubt that when we actually anticipate going over there, we will definitely start spitting random phrases at each other and just drive that home.
So I hope you will come to Indonesia and speak a lot Indonesian.
God, I hope so.
Yeah. So my first question from us is, you guys just released Honey in the Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell us what was the inspired you guys to wrote this song?
Well, Honey in the Summer started off. It was a demo that John and I started a few years ago, and we were both single at the time, and we were like, let's write a song that's kind of just about when you're single and you don't have a special person. So what are the things that you do kind of instead of hanging out with your girlfriend or whatever? And we were like, we like to drive. We like to just like put in our favorite music and go for a nice summer cruise. And yeah, that's pretty much the vibe of the song. And yeah.
Okay. So that that is the old song, right?
I mean, yeah, it's a couple years ish old.
In the making, yeah.
I mean,
Relative. Yeah.
the finished version. We finished the actual version you hear now like a year ago.
Okay.
So,
I think we finished it up April of 2019. Was that it, boys?
Sounds right, yeah.
But yeah, comparatively, Make You Mine was like 4 or 5 years old before it got re-released to what it is today. And then Honey in the Summer was a brand new product that we hadn't released previously.
Okay. What was the most funny thing when you guys wrote that song?
Funny thing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I just remember, I don't remember funny parts of the writing process. I remember one of the days, I had just gotten a Snapchat and I was using like the different filters and there's a baby filter on it.
Okay.
So I was going around the room, like seeing John and Ben with the baby filter on, and then also put it on John Fields. And John Fields is an older gentleman. He's got gray hair. He's just very,
the producer of the song.
he's the producer.
Okay.
And put it on him too, just a baby with some gray hair. And just, I don't know if it was like laughable funny, but it was just kind of like, I was being annoying and I just wanted to like see what everybody looked like as a baby. Where do we stay, guys? We stay at the Moxie for that, right?
Yeah, in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Were there any like funny things?
I have a fun fact about when we recorded the song. We
Okay.
used a guitar, like the same guitar that was used on the song Funky Town.
Mm-hmm.
You know that song?
Would you take me to funk it down?
Yeah, that song. The same guitar that was used on that recording, however many years ago, was in the studio, and we actually used it for some stuff on Honey in the Summer.
Okay.
Oh, here's a funny fact. We went in. This was pre-label that we ended up writing the song, and we had been set up with the producer through our management, Kevin Jones Sr. And the intention was to write a rock song, like a kind of alternative rock song. And we came out with this like super poppy, super like disco infused track. So it was like we went in there and came out with the exact opposite of what we went in there for. So no complaints though.
Yeah, that probably is the funniest thing. We were supposed to write a rock song. We just wrote like a disco song. So
Yeah. The next question is, you guys just did online concert in Indonesia like 3 weeks ago.
Was it already 3 weeks?
3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, geez.
Yeah, 4th of July.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, because you guys never been here in Indonesia before, so what do you guys think about Indonesian through the online chat?
I think that you guys rather, everybody's just very kind. Everyone seems very, very, I don't know, just such lovers of the music. I think the passion from the fans that we've now interacted with, they're just so passionate about the music. And they love, I don't know, they've just shown us so much love. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really had an interaction with anybody yet where it's felt like weird or like they weren't being respectful. It's just everyone just seems so happy to be talking about music. And yeah, I think I feel a little removed from the impact of our music on you guys because we haven't actually been over there. But
Okay.
yeah, it's just everyone's been really, really incredible to us.
All right. So let's throw back a little bit to 2017.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So the question is about, do you have any favorite song from the Sweet Lemon Day EP in 2017? And tell us your favorite song from Sweet Lemon Day and why.
Johnny, want to start?
Yeah, I'd say my favorite song from that EP. First of all, that EP we feel was like it went way too much under the radar. We were really proud of the songs on that EP, and we don't feel like it got as much love as, like, say, our other songs. And we thought it should have gotten just as much or anything like that. But I like a song called On My Mind.
Okay.
It's groovy. It's got a really nice pocket to the groove. And the chorus is really simple, and I like that about it. It's a kind of a simple song, but it definitely still has that groove that I'm always looking for.
Oh no, someone dropped out.
We lost Widya.
Widya.
Not
Oh, no.
not a My Mind fan, Widya.
He said no.
She's like, no, boop. I'm not cool with that.
Wrong answer,
Gotta go.
Ben.
My man Neb's down there with that sparrow tattoo on his hand.
Oh, I dig it.
I love that.
Looks great, dude. I would say, I'd say my favorite is a track called For Her. It was the second single that we released from the tracks on the EP. Like Ben said, we put no publicity into the EP at all. Which, looking back, we're like, oh, if we had just put like some effort into like pushing it, I wonder what we would be like now. But you know, without Making Mine having been what it was. But also with that, there's a track called I Love You that we did this whole lyric video for, leading up to our performance with 21 Pilots at this big arena called Nationwide. It's going to be our biggest show yet, and we wanted to have like a product in hand so that like after we played in front of all those fans, they could go back and be like, oh, look, they've got a new lyric video for this track.
Okay.
And so we spent like, you know, a few days collecting materials, shirts. It was actually like a lemonade stand theme video. And we were like super, super intentional about like how we presented all the lyrics and like the shots between, and there was just this big lemonade fight. And the photographer, director, videographer, whatever you want to call him, accidentally recorded over all that material at the show itself. So we put just a lot of effort into this lyric video and then just don't have anything from it. So that's like a little taste of the luck of public, because I think that happens to us, you know, more than a lot of people.
I think mine is a song called Sugarcane. It's I don't know, it's probably maybe the most rock song we have, I think. And it's just got it's a great feature, I think, of all three of us. It's got a great bass line, it's got a really solid groove, and it's got a really fun guitar riff. So it's very classic Public in that sense. But yeah, it's probably the most rock song we have. So yeah, I think that's always kind of been my favorite, because it's kind of it's also just like the EP itself. I feel like it kind of is I don't know, not as loved as I would love it to have
Deep
been.
cut.
But yeah, it's kind of a deep cut, I guess.
I mean, and Sugarcane was a track that we had done a few times. Like there was a demo version of it. We almost did it with a guy in LA named Eric Palmquist, who's a great dude. Just like a few iterations, and then we were like, this is it. This is going to be awesome. Yeah. And then, like, you know.
We finally got it right. And we just didn't put too much promo into the EP. But yeah, I love that song.
Yeah. All right. By the way, actually, Make You Mine was released on 2014, right?
The first version.
Yeah. But they went viral on 2019.
Right.
Because from one of application. Yeah. So
we didn't do anything. I think it's the fan promo.
okay.
We're very much indebted to our fans for what they've done with the track. That was something that we had no foresight into, that we're incredibly blessed to have. Like I said, the fans and also management, I think, know what to do with that when it came about.
Yeah.
It was a very, very fortunate situation that we took advantage of.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was organic.
Yeah. So yeah. Wait. What was your reaction when you got a lot of notification on your Instagram or Twitter or something when when the people take you for the TikTok?
Ben, you wanna?
Yeah, it was a very surprising thing to
Mhm.
see so many people come seemingly for us out of nowhere, and suddenly they're finding our social media and telling us that our song is really popular, and we're like, how did this happen? And we still don't know to this day like who started the TikTok trend for Make You Mine. But yeah, we especially started to see a lot of Indonesian and like just the whole world seems to have latched on to Make You Mine
Okay.
in a way that we never could have predicted or tried to do. But it was definitely very surprising when it started to happen, and we're so grateful for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't even know what the TikTok stuff was.
Nope.
So it was initially very confusing, but really cool. And then it seemed like kind of seemed like it started to happen for us right before the whole world got obsessed with TikTok too. So I think
Right.
the timing was really, really crucial. It was really interesting.
As TikTok grew, Make You Mine grew at the
Yeah.
same speed.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what were you guys doing when they went viral? Like, were you guys at the backstage, and when you got a lot of notification, and the people, I mean the guys, you guys, showed to the manager like, hey, Roger, our McHuman was viral on some of application. Like what?
I think I remember us in the van talking about strategizing stuff. So I think part of the calls was like, oh, we just recorded this new track, Honey in the Summer. We should prep this for release. Is there anything else we want to do for Honest? Is there like a lyric video or music video we want to pursue? What kind of things we had to put in place to make this release just really hit for the summer? And during that time, it was like, also, there seems to be a spike. Our fans have let us know that there's a spike in these Instagram videos, I think through TikTok. John actually took it upon himself to communicate with the Chinese offices because that's where TikTok was focused at that time. And Kevin and Roger were like, let's look into this. Let's see what's going on. We'll still try to keep the gears moving for Honey in the Summer. And I think we were in the car with our tour manager as well, Roger Phelps, just on some highway in like Indiana or something. And I think like a few days later, Kevin called us and he said, hey, like, I've seen all the action. Have you guys checked your Spotify numbers?
Okay.
And we're like, not really, no. And he's like, they've gone up like exponentially. Like you're doing better than a lot of these other, label signed artists, well-established artists. And he's like, I know this is not going to sound like something that we should do, but I think we should put a pause on Honey in the Summer. And I want to reach out to this person at this, networking thing or this person and just get like a real grasp on if this is a good sign, if we should take this to radio. Because if this thing is tracking the way it does on TikTok, then I think radio is the move. And for us, we had never really done anything radio oriented, and we were like, oh, that's cool, I guess. Like that's totally gonna work. But it was just like, it wasn't like we were like smacked by numbers all of a sudden. It was more like it seemed like something was growing and we were cool with it. We just didn't know how big it actually could get. And that's why I said like management really took it upon themselves to be like, hey, like there's something here. I know because I've been in the industry for so long that we can make something of this. You guys have to trust us. And we're like, oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, it was less of like a one moment thing, and I think it was more like gradual, because for the first, like, I don't know, bout of the song blowing up, people didn't know it was us anyway. Like it wasn't
Right.
It wasn't like people were flocking to the public. People were flocking to Make You Mine, and they didn't because on the app itself they didn't even know that we were the band.
Right.
We had to talk to TikTok and tell them to put our name on the song,
Right.
and then people started to connect. So it honestly felt very, very gradual. I mean, and now I mean, even still up to this point, like today, like people are still making videos with it. Like I see probably 20 videos almost every day on Instagram just with using the song from all over the world. So
Yeah.
Lydia, what you laughing at?
Lydia, where you been?
Just like
She's like hiding her face. Is like, what happened?
no, I'm just like I cannot believe that I can guys.
I can't
Aw.
Oh,
Oh, this is super
Me
sweet. Thank you
too.
guys for joining.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
seeing you.
To bounce off what John said, like I think there was like this influx of TikToks, and I think it just had started becoming a thing in the U.S. So it was like U.S. cities like Chicago and L.A., New York, were starting to exponentially grow, and we're like, oh, that's crazy. But I think we really felt a giant jump when it reached an international market. So when it reached Indonesia and the Philippines and Malaysia. Because I feel like those people were like, oh my God, it's not just a song, it's a band. And I think that was what we were kind of been like searching for, hoping for with our US audience. They used a song and they knew the song, but we reached the international market and they're like, oh, this band has something to it. Let's figure that out. And so it not only reached Make You Mine on Spotify, but it was across all our songs. You could see a lift. And that was the first time we had seen that after, 6 months of pushing the song in the US.
Okay.
So that was a very, very big jump for us. And we're like, wow, never would we have imagined that a song would reach Indonesia like this.
Yeah.
So far, the Indonesian is the biggest market.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely the biggest.
yeah.
Okay. Because Indonesian people are always doing TikTok every day.
Is it a big thing? Is TikTok just as big in Indonesia? Okay.
Yeah. You can see Widya is always
What up, Widya?
he's always
Widya?
making a TikTok, right?
Lydia's a TikTok star.
I wish I knew how to use TikTok. I have no idea.
I'm content with where my yeah.
We
Are you
know.
guys doing TikTok too?
Not
A
recently.
little bit.
Yeah.
I think, the biggest question for us from fans and interviewers has been, when we now write songs, is it geared towards a TikTok audience?
Okay.
And I don't think it's necessarily a yes or a no. I think we're cognizant that those things come into play. Like, oh, this part of the song would be great for a 15-second part of TikTok. But we're not out here to make there's our profile. I don't think we're out here to make TikTok songs. I think we're here to make songs that we really, really love and hope people really resonate with the same way Make You Mine did. I think that's what's so special about Make You Mine was that it was written in 2013, 14. TikTok, would take another 6 years to come around. So if we can make songs that are really near and dear to our hearts and people can understand that and then do with it what they want on platforms like TikTok, then I think we've really accomplished our jobs as musicians and artists and creatives.
Yeah.
Right. So guys, before we continue the next question, I want to say if the interview ends in the middle, I will send you the new link because I'm not using Zoom Pro. So this
Gotcha.
application just works 30 minutes. So yeah.
Sure.
Okay. The next question is, can you tell us about a little bit of history about the Making Band?
Yeah. So Ben and I have known each other since kindergarten. So since we were very young, Ben and I were in the same grade in school. So we were kind of friends initially there. And then sort of in, middle school, high school, kind of 8th grade land, we picked up the guitar at the same time, just kind of fell in love with music, discovered bands like Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix and John Mayer.
Okay.
And in high school, we joined the jazz band. So it was like a jazz orchestra in our high. It was a bunch of students, and Nat was a grade above us, and he was a saxophone player. And Ben and I had kind of started jamming at his parents' house, just playing guitar, and Ben was kind of learning drums as well at the time. you know, I think we knew that we wanted to be in a band because we looked up to bands. We thought bands were really cool. And then one day, you know, we kind of just had Matt over to play bass because we needed that other part. And I kind of walked in on Matt playing bass one day at school, and I was like, oh, he should come jam with us. We'll see what happens. And he did, and it was a really awesome, crazy experience that day. He put a bass line to, like, you know, I guess really one of the first ever public songs that was being written. He just immediately kind of put that missing piece to it. And it was incredible. And then we just kind of played everything we could. Talent shows, battle of the bands, birthday parties, graduation parties. Like,
Did we ever
all of the
play a
stuff,
birthday
man.
party?
We just did everything.
Is it the one with the Red Bull competition stuff?
Oh, Red Bull competition. That was Red Bull was a lot later.
Yeah, that we were a real band when we did that. I don't.
Yeah, it's true. Well, when we first started, I think it was the year that I just graduated. I think we started the summer of my graduation from high school. And I know we played 2 grad parties for sure. Amy Merlacina's and Andrew Amon's.
We played Maddie Drees. We something for Maddie Drees too, didn't we? Or was that?
I think Maddie attended Amy's party. We played a family party for John's family in a barn. That
was my grandpa's birthday party though, so technically it was.
Oh, so it is a birthday party. Okay. One of the first like kind of shows we played. That's not really a show. Just a really nice thing to look back on. Was Ben's stylist had a house party. And it was maybe 20 people that attended this house party. It was definitely a house party. But there were 3 bands. So it was a band called the Killtones, which we had played a Battle of the Bands with, us, and 21 Pilots. So 21 Pilots, way back in the day, were a little bit more established. In what are you gonna say?
Neon Trees was
Neon Trees.
Oh, Neon Trees was there too. No, Neon Trees is a funny story though. We've got a lot of weird stories. But 21 Pilots was the band that closed out the night. 2 people, Josh and Tyler, playing in front of 20 people in a living room, going nuts. So they had not yet really broken out of the Columbus and Cincinnati scene just yet. But they were like, we were doing research beforehand, like, who are these guys we're going to be playing with? And they had videos up of them performing in like the Apple store at the mall and stuff like that, just like rapping over beats and not so much actually playing. So it was crazy to see like them in their element in a basement and then kind of transition into, selling out 20,000 cap stadiums 5 years later or something like that. It's crazy. But we've got a lot of weird stories like the Neon Trees story. I'm sure John can tell it if you'd like to.
Can you tell us?
Yeah, that was also kind of birthday related, actually. We were in Columbus, Ohio. We were going to watch them perform. And pretty much right before the show started, they, on their Twitter, they said, hey, we need a band to open for us tomorrow in Dewey Beach, which was not close to where we were.
No.
And, a lot of bands were responding and saying, yes, we'd love to, like, let's do it, And so I just responded on our Twitter and said something like, gosh, we'd be honored or something. And they tweeted back at us like right away and said, can you make it here by tomorrow morning or something? And we were like, yeah. So we were at a Neon Trees show in Ohio, and on Twitter basically kind of worked out that we were going to open for them for their next show, which was in a different part of the country the next day.
About a 10-hour drive.
Yeah.
Pretty much and drove all the way there. Yeah.
So what's funny too is that like the band that was going to be opening the show, they had just gotten sick. I think they had like the flu or something. And then we left the show in Columbus, drove back to Cincinnati to pick up our gear and our manager, and then drove back, northeast to get to the coast. But the other band that was supposed to be direct support for Neon Trees ended up blowing a tire on their bus on their way. So we ended up being the only act that opened for Neon Trees at this Delaware show. Just a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
Good show.
Good show. A beach show.
It was really fun. Yeah.
Right.
And then we're like, this is it. We're going to get signed. And then that was, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
So, all right. What makes you guys making the band, and what makes you guys stay until right now? As we know, boy band or the band for right now, just 2 years or 1 year to stay, and after that they will disband. What makes you guys stay until now?
Oh.
I think we've all got
I
something
feel-
different to say. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like a big reason that we're still doing this is genuinely just because we love music. Music touches like our hearts in a really special way, and we all are huge music fans. And so when we have the opportunity to like be a part of that community of people who make music for the world and for people who need it, we see so many people who use our songs like Make You Mine, and it means a lot to them. Like they're using Make You Mine in the background of their wedding, the proposing, and it's really, that really means a lot to us as the people who created that song, to be like, wow, like what we do is really important. That is fuel to keep going. Anytime something like that happens, whether it's just we play a show and a fan comes up to us afterwards and says like, I love your music. I listen to it sometimes when I'm really sad and it makes me happy. Like that kind of a thing is fuel for us to keep going.
Okay. What about John?
What about John?
Well, to your point about like a lot of bands, being a band for like a year or two and then disbanding, I think that's, my guess on that, or my perspective on that now, is because being in a band is really hard. It's there are a lot of decisions you have to make, and it's it can be really tough to maintain friendly relationships with people when you have to make all the decisions, and especially like if you're still grinding, which we did for years and years. Like the stuff gets tense and it gets difficult. So I think it's like a relationship, it's like you have to really learn how to be committed and selfless when you can be, and if you don't put the band and you don't put sort of the cause above your own desires or your own needs or whatever, that's the kind of stuff that starts to destroy your foundation. That's the kind of stuff that starts to make dysfunction happen. So I think Matt, Ben, and I just over the years have developed kind of systems on how we operate and ways to respect each other. And we're not really just a band anymore. We're kind of a team. It's really about being a team and kind of just getting over difficult things and believing that at the end of the day, like what we're doing is we're not gonna let anything be mediocre or subpar. Like we always want everything to be the best it can. So yeah, I think you kind of have to just develop that team mentality and put everybody else kind of first. So
yeah,
that's my observation.
And to add to both what Ben and John said, we started out as friends, and I think it's more than just friendship. I think we have a lot of respect for each other and our opinions. So like John said, it's very delicate balancing what needs to be done with like what we all internally feel. And I think we've set a precedence with each other that we can actually vocalize how we do feel. It's not like it has to be buried down just because of these decisions. We can say, hey, like, I know the band is leaning this way on this. I'd really like to say this about my thoughts. Do you guys want to hear this? And I think that openness with each other and that transparency has really lended itself to diverting a lot of that tension that we could feel as a group, that we now don't, because it's like we know that we can be understood by each other.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys been here since a long time ago. So what is your biggest achievement so far?
Talking with you guys.
Yeah.
reaching an international market is something I would have always wanted to do, but I didn't actually foresee it in our cards at the level that we were at like last year. So being able to, you know, jump on the phone when the music market is down to be able to talk with like fans in Indonesia, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, on the achievements, like to have Make You Mine go gold in like a few different countries, it's pretty wild. I mean, I don't think we ever foresaw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's just an interesting thing that's happened to us. So
I think there are a lot of very physical achievements that, like, you know, award oriented, that are kind of not on our radar right now because we're just trying to figure out what we can do to make a career out of this and not just a one-step move with Make You Mine. So like John said, it's incredible that Make You Mine has done all these achievements, but our eyes are up here. We're looking for like this to be our whole lives instead of just one moment.
Right.
Ben,
So,
any achievements?
I would say the same thing about having gold record in multiple countries. That is something that I think is a big achievement, and I did not know if that was going to happen for us. And to see it come to that is just like, wow, this is really big.
yeah.
right. So yeah. When you guys go outside or go somewhere like a restaurant or mini market like that, so when the people meet you, are they realize that you guys are the public members?
It's
Do
happened.
you get recognized at the gym, John, or anything like that?
I've been recognized at the gym a couple times. So like the gym where I work out plays music videos on the TVs around the gym that are just kind of songs from around the world. And there's been a couple times where Make You Mine or Honey in the Summer has been up there, and like a couple younger people have like said something to me. One time I actually didn't know it wasn't me, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's happened a few times. Like movie theaters, it's happened a few times. But we're not getting swarmed, I don't think, by any means.
No.
Right.
Well, I very much live right now, kind of where we grew up and went to school. So there's a large population of older people here.
Uh-huh.
And whenever they come by, whether it's like in the neighborhood or like, you know, you're out on a walk, they're like, oh, so like you're living at home still. Like, what do you do for a career? It's like, oh, I'm a musician. They're like, oh, that's cool. Follow your dreams. And it's just like, it just goes right over their heads. It's like, I don't want to talk about what I do because you've already confirmed that you think less of me because I'm a musician in Cincinnati. It's just like, it's not a fun conversation. But like John said, there are younger kids, I think, either because of where we went to school or because of like TikTok, whatever, that do know of us. And I think they're a little bit intimidated, which I'd love to meet you if you want to say, hey, if you're watching this YouTube video later, what's up? But yeah, it's not a huge thing.
All right.
It says we have less than a minute, my man.
Yeah.
Where do you want to put the other link?
So I will send you the new link later after this end.
Ben actually wears a shirt in public that says, I'm Ben from Public.
Okay.
And then the back says, put your hand in mine.
Yeah.
He really loves attention. He's like the biggest attention seeker.
I'm the shy one.
All jokes. Okay, so we'll look out for that new.
So yeah, the next question is, when are you guys going on tour? How do you guys pick song list? Because I'm pretty sure that every country has a different song list, right? How do you pick?
I don't think anybody knows when we're going on tour because of the virus.
If we could, we would be probably in Indonesia right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, obviously, things are
I'm
more
waiting.
complicated right now.
Hey, well,
Um,
sometime, man, we'll do it.
Yeah, I think song list wise, we've always been geared because we've been road dogs for so long at giving as lively of a performance as possible. We usually end up going with what we think resonates with the crowds live the most. We haven't actually played a headlining tour in a long time, so we'd probably go with the songs that are like the biggest hits on Spotify or Apple Music and what we just released. But at some point, when we do our headlining runs, we'd love to like sit down with, not marketing, it's not the right thing, but some sort of creative force and say like, hey, we'd love, video walls, or we'd love smoke to come up at this song, or everything to be drenched in blue or green. And I think when those things start coming into play, we can take out some of the deeper cuts that we really love and make it a whole environment for that track that we weren't able to do when we were just playing our instruments. So yeah, I think to answer your question, I think it's going to start with the heavy hitters, because usually support slots get like 30 minutes to play, so it's got to be all your biggest songs. But when it gets to a headline run, we've got like an hour to play, we're going to have some songs that are really near and dear to our hearts that we're going to open up for.
Yeah. Hopefully it's 2021, man. That'd
Yeah,
be
hopefully.
great.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Get up front, bro.
Do it. We'll have you guys on guest list.
I'm waiting.
He said okay.
Right. Before you guys going to on stage, what are you guys doing before?
Yeah, like the ritual before start your concert.
Yeah.
I would say for me personally, I don't think I have any sort of ritual. I usually am just sitting relaxing until right before we go on stage, like 5 minutes before we go on stage.
Okay.
I start jumping around a little and just sort of getting the energy going, but nothing crazy.
We have a chant. We have a chant that we do.
That's true.
So like as a group, we do that. I think for me, it's like I'm relaxing because I like to kind of be at peace, like up until the show. Like I like to kind of feel like I have everything in its right place. And then like, right before we get on stage though, I kind of have to amp myself up a little bit, kind of energize myself a little bit. Cause I just like am typically like more laid back in that sense. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of different, every time, but we do have a chant that we do. So
yeah, I think I'm the most schedule oriented of the group. I tend to like stick to like certain patterns. I do like wearing super comfortable all black stuff. Like I'll wear black joggers, black socks, sandals, black tank top around, or black sweatshirt. I don't know why it's black. It's what happens. I like stretching before going on shows, like 2 hours beforehand. I make sure I try to get some sort of caffeine in. It's usually a Red Bull. Maybe 30 minutes before the show starts, I'll do vocal warm-ups. I'll just go find a bathroom or shower that makes me sound nice, and I'll just do like all that kind of stuff.
All right.
We do have the chant. I'm trying to think of sometimes if we're on the road, John and I work out like right when we get to the venue.
yeah.
We've been very much in charge of setting up our own gear. So we'll like make sure everything's in like neat rows, make sure all the cables are like taped down or hidden so that we don't trip over them. If there's enough time, we'll do a short workout in, get a sweat in. I make sure I have like all my guitars kind of like polished up before going on stage. I'm trying to think of like the little things I do. There's always like this mini checklist that we have, or that I have, that I go through before going through shows. And it kind of does throw me off a little bit if I don't do everything on that checklist. I'll be like, oh man, I forgot to do this. And then it'll like kind of mess with me. But the show itself, like, I don't think any of us have really gotten nervous in a long time. I think that was very much like a young public thing to do, was to kind of be like, I think the anxiety came from how we would be received by fans more than us messing up. And I think we've come to understand that like all the best shows are because of kind of the fearlessness that comes with, you know, being a performer. And the fans are there because they love what you do. They love your songs. They love you as people. So I think all that kind of fear went away. So it's just very much routine based other than fear based now.
So I have a question for Ben.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
All right. How many years do you spend to learn drums? Because as I know, learns drum is not really easy because in when I was 10 or 7 years old ago, I was joined in one place to practice drums, but I can't do anymore, so I leave it. So how do you
Mm.
think about it? And how many years?
Yeah, I have been playing drums basically just since the band started. I learned to play drums probably in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started the band just right after that. I used to play guitar. John and I used to play guitar together, and we didn't have a drummer to start a band. So I was like, oh, I think I could maybe try playing drums. And yeah, just kept practicing, and I grew with the band as the drummer. Like, yeah, as the band kept playing shows, I got a little better each time.
Right.
It's kind of like I've done with vocals too.
Yeah, same with vocals for John. He didn't
Okay.
And
just not
bass.
sing.
Yeah, we all just kind of did this
Yeah.
for the band.
All right. So I want to ask to John, what is the hardest thing when you sing, but you have to jump like that? So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of that's the challenge. Is like you want to be really high energy,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to move around a lot. I think just as we grow more as a band, the more and more that we play. I mean, not now, but like right before COVID and all that. I just like to be more free and move around on the stage, and I like to get up into the crowd and stand on the fence, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like to climb things. So being able to do that stuff, but still be singing well and still be on pitch, and it's definitely difficult. But I think that I've seen that it's doable, and like it can be. I don't know. I think you really gotta make sure you're sounding good for most of it, but there are also moments where I think that it's more important maybe even just to be high energy. I think you're there to give the crowd something that they're not getting on the record, the recorded version of the song. It's like you're giving them something that's a little more wild and a little more human. And so I'm okay sometimes if I am, you know, jumping up and down with everybody and my vocals don't sound incredible. It's like it's more about having fun, and it's more about everybody letting loose for a little bit. And I think that yeah, just the more that we've played shows and the more I've just kind of, you know, realized that there's nothing to be afraid of up there. Like sometimes I take the energy over the I don't know, the pipes, I guess.
All right. So how many hours do you need to take some rest before you guys doing something?
Our life has taught us that we don't need any rest. We can
Okay.
we'll just do it.
Really?
We do know how to run on zero fumes, but I also it destroys you.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
If we had to do something immediately after doing a show, we would do it. I
Okay.
think we've kind of trained our bodies to be able to sustain that. But John's right. Like, I think there's been a drastic difference between mental and physical fatigue. So like when you're in a writing mode, like all you're doing is staring at the same page, at the same people, talking about the same song for like 3 months. And it wears on you, and you're like, man, I got to go out and do something. I got to go, you know, work out or walk around, or I've got to fix something about this. And it's the same with the road. The road is super fun because you get to travel around a lot, see different places that you haven't seen either before or in a long time. See the fans that support you, but the shows themselves and the traveling schedule really, really wear you down. I think we've all seen drops in weight, drops in, I think even being able to sustain some of the stress that comes along with the road. The conversations that we have, it could be like someone could get mad over someone taking a bite of their food or something like that, and it could turn into an argument type thing. There's just a lot of wear and tear that happens with the road. I'd say if there's an actual answer, I would love to get, a solid 7 hours of sleep or something like that before playing the next show. I think too often we've been in the van and had to, play a show and then travel 10 hours to the next stop and be ready to go right away. And we can do that. It's not fun. It's not as fun as we would want it to be.
I can sleep anywhere.
Ben
So
is talented.
My sleep doesn't have to be at night. I can sleep in the van during the day, just whenever.
My sleep
it's
doesn't
possible.
have to be at night, he says.
I'll sleep during the show if I get a chance. No,
I'm like
just
the
kidding.
opposite. I have a lot of trouble sleeping on the road,
Okay.
which usually is what starts my destruction. It's just like I'm not good at it.
I think we have bad habits of like, even when we're able to finally get to sleep, we still wake up at the same time. So it's like, we get into the hotel at 10 o'clock and we wake up at 7 o'clock, or we get into the hotel at like 4 o'clock in the morning and wake up at the same time at 7 o'clock. It's just like, I think your body is trained to that schedule, and it's really hard to break away from that, and you just don't get what you need to be well rested.
But it feels like it's been a long time since we've had to do that. Since we have
I miss it.
We have not played shows in a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, I know that. All right. When do you guys going on tour, like going to Europe or America, Asia? How many guitars that Matthew broke, and how many stick drums that Ben broke?
Ben
Oh.
actually brings 3 drum kits on the road with us.
Okay.
He only ever
Yeah,
uses
he's
the
saying-
one.
Have we broken any? Are you saying?
I think it says brings. How many guitars do we bring on the road?
Oh,
I thought he asked how many drums broke.
yeah. I think he was saying broke.
Oh, broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually break about 1 stick per night.
Have you
Right?
broken any like drum heads on the road, Ben?
Yes, but not very often. Only once or twice.
Okay.
And your cymbals are a little bit worse for wear
Cymbals break a
sometimes.
lot. Yeah,
All right.
I
Um,
hit too hard. It's my
John had a stretch of shows where he'd break a string like every other show.
I just in general kind of break strings and picks a lot. It's kind of annoying.
I used to break my E string a lot on my bass right when we first started because I would just play the string too hard.
Mhm.
It's really bad if a bass player is breaking E strings all the time. So I kind of had to learn to ease up on it a little bit. And I don't think I broken a string in a long time. I think I broke a strap lock on the last tour though.
Hmm.
I think completely shot off into the wilderness and never to be seen again.
Yeah, I've done that as well.
Yes.
All right. So before the fans asking some questions, I still have one more question for you guys. So the question is about, do you have any plan for making new album? And after that, do you have any plans to going to world tour?
Well, like I said earlier, we have been writing a lot of music. So we, not to get too specific, but I mean, we are definitely working on some stuff that we're hoping to release. Not too far into the future. So we have a lot of music that we're sitting on right now that we're very eager to share with you guys. So not too far off.
All right. Okay, that's all from me. So this is the fans.
Sweet.
Who wants
Dick.
to go first?
I think Widya can go first, like as usual, ladies first.
Aha!
Ladies first.
Ah,
Gentleman.
chivalrous man.
A gentleman.
So like at first, I just want to say thank you so much for giving me a chance to talk to you guys.
You're welcome.
Like I'm a fan of your course. Like, I'm a fan. Like from 2017, and I still like after this, I still like listen your music. Then now my questions is
Mhm.
like what is the most like hidden talent for you guys? Sorry.
Oh,
Hidden talent.
hidden talent.
Yeah.
Ben
would
is
have to
married
do that. That's
As
pretty
his hidden
cool.
talent.
Look at him.
I'm
Married.
practicing.
Marriage is his hidden talent.
Yeah, I'm married, but
Matt, what's your hidden
Then,
talent?
I mean, I'm pretty good at whistling. I think
Yes.
it's a talent that not a lot of people know about. It's been recorded on some tracks. I mean, I played saxophone for a long time, and I think I got better at whistling because of saxophone. But it's something I do all the time that a lot of people don't know I do. I wish I could find something a little bit more specific or hidden. John, why don't you go with your hidden talent, and I'll keep thinking about.
I don't know what my hidden talent is. I have no
Oh,
idea.
you're really good at drawing, freehand.
Yeah, I cartoon. I make cartoons.
yeah.
I've done that since I was like a little boy. I guess that's I guess that's kind of a hidden talent.
It's weird because
Okay.
like I feel like because of what we do as a band, a lot of these things tend to surface anyways on social media platforms like Instagram or
Yeah.
TikTok or whatever. So they're not as hidden as hidden gets. I'm trying to think of something weird that we do that John's very good at voices. I don't think he does that a lot on his stuff. It's because it gets kind of insane sometimes. But Ben's hidden talent.
I already showed you mine.
Yeah, he's a ring flipper. He does-
Bet. Well, before, and not a lot of people know this, but before Ben and the band kind of were a thing, Ben had a separate acoustic guitar career. He's actually a very, very phenomenal acoustic guitar player,
Thanks, man.
finger stylist. So if you look up Ben Lapp's Amazing 15-Year-Old on YouTube, you'll find him
Find a video of baby Ben playing the guitar.
like a champ.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you guys, like, I've been reading like about the article that Ben told in the like
Oh.
City Beat and stuff.
City Beat. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like in the article it says we found Led Zeppelin, like Led Zeppelin, like the hard music for us. I'm like, why you say that? And what's the
He did research.
is it the first?
I love that.
Yeah,
Led Zeppelin was our first.
And then,
that's like why we play guitar.
Yeah,
was
that's why
Yeah, like-
I wanted to try and play music myself, was because I thought it was so cool sounding, and I wanted to be able to play those guitar riffs.
Yeah.
Mm. So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
question. Maybe we have another question.
Yeah. Like if you guys like have a chance to like collaborate with someone that who would you most like to collaborate it with?
You want to start, Ben?
I would love to collaborate with Nile Rodgers. Nile Rodgers, you know who that is? He did all the famous disco music in the 70s and the 80s. And most recently that Daft Punk song Get Lucky, he did that.
He's up all night to the sun.
He's a guitar player. So good.
Oh, I know
Love
that
that
song.
guy.
John?
That's really tough. I think in pop music right now, I think it'd be really cool to do a song with Dua Lipa. I think she's got a really cool voice. I also would love to write a song with Matt Bellamy from Muse. I love Muse. I think we could probably make something pretty cool.
So,
As, oh, great. You can go ahead and ask a question. I think those two are good collaborators.
like I want to ask like so like who which one of you like who comes up with the idea of the name of the band, like the Public? Well, you guys formed the band like in the high school in Ohio and stuff. So which one of you like shows up the idea that okay, let's first time like okay, let's name in the band like Public, and tell us the story about that behind the Public, the name.
Yeah.
John, am I pointing at you right now on your screen?
You're pointing at him.
No.
Same for me. Yeah.
We had a song actually that was called Public, and I'm pretty sure I called it Public because for some reason the guitar riff sounded like the word. It makes zero sense. Like it's like an abstract, like I don't know. It was a stupid thing.
Well,
But
he's all artistic.
it was a very goofy artistic thing. It was like this guitar riff sounds like the word public. It means nothing. But it came a point where we needed to change our band name from Crown, which is what it was called originally. And we just wanted a really big, awesome, powerful word, a word that we could kind of make our own. And so we kind of took that word from the song and made it like our band name, and we put the two dots on each side, and it kind of just became like the symbol for our band. We actually changed our band name during a concert with 21 Pilots like a few years ago. Was when we first used the name Public for the band. So I gotta plug my laptop in because it's dying.
Oh no! No, John. So like
Goodbye forever.
Yeah.
Widya,
Do you have any more questions for us?
What would you be like doing right now if it wasn't for your music career? Like maybe
before being found by the
will-
boys. Oh, sorry. I didn't know that. I thought I cut off. Before being found by the boys, I was on course to do engineering at college. I don't think I would have been, I think, content with what I was doing as a career. But I think I would have excelled at it. I think I would have gone through college, gotten a good job out of college, and been pretty solidified in that. But luckily for me, my path changed when I started jamming with the boys. So I think that the simple answer and the very uncreative answer is I would be doing mechanical or civil engineering.
I think I would be a chef. I would be a chef. I want to cook delicious food for people.
oh,
He's never offered to make me food, not one time.
Make food all the time at home. Just come on over.
All right, I'll stay.
I'll grill you up some wings.
Ben does make coffee for us on the road though, and
That's
it's
true. I make
delicious.
coffee all the time.
Makes
Oh,
it neat.
really?
And I've worked in coffee, and I love that.
Ben worked in coffee, and I made smoothies. Those were our day jobs when we were working back home.
John, what would you be doing?
I have a few answers for this. I think that I could have been a bartender. I think that would have been really fun. I think it's not incredibly far off, but I really love storytelling in film and acting. So I think I would have been more pushing for acting and honestly maybe even writing scripts and stuff like that. I really love that kind of storytelling. Honestly, yeah. I think one of those things.
Yeah, well, that's a good point too. Is a lot of these co-writes that we've done, we've had the idea that, like, you know, if this isn't our song, we could totally write this for somebody else, and I think we'd all be good at that. I think we'd all be good at writing music for other people.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes a little more.
I can see myself doing that.
Yeah. So like, where do you guys, what the public like is in the next 5 years? Where do you see public in the next 5 years?
In Indonesia.
We'll all be living there
I'm
by
hoping
then.
for next year.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope so too.
John, what do you
That's
see in the
it.
next 5 years for public?
I see us playing arenas. I see us playing arenas and hopefully having maybe a couple albums of really, really good music out, like full LPs.
And having a lot more good music.
Yeah.
New music from us that is as big or bigger than Make You Mine.
Yeah.
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 Bigger than Make You Mine.
We're not actively trying, but we think one of this, like, whatever we write, I think has a chance to be blown up. It's not like we're like, we need to beat it. It's just like,
No.
we love writing music, and
We think we have other good songs too.
right.
If you could go open a show for another artist, who would it be?
5 Seconds of Summer has been on our radar, I think, for a long time.
Mm.
I love them too.
I think their sonic direction, as well as their being a more boy band, I guess, that plays instruments like we do. It's hard because people label us as a boy band as well, and we don't see ourselves as a boy band, but like a band. But those guys, the way they write music, the way they perform, even their fan base, I think, would really, really appreciate our music as well. I think we'd fit really well with them.
I think we should go tour with Bruno Mars.
Okay, Ben. Let me make a call real quick and make that happen.
That'd be fun though. Just saying.
No. Yeah. Or
John?
Maroon 5 would be really fun too.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I have a lot of questions, but
Let's do
We'll keep going back and forth.
let's do one more from you.
Yeah.
And one more each.
Yeah.
okay.
Whittier, what you got for us?
I think, who is it?
She might be
think-
muted. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, from three, which one of you is like would like to being like the adult one, like a more adult, like more leadership, like telling you
The
this, telling
leader.
you that.
The leader of the group, I would say, is John. He's sort of he's sort of the one that holds it together, I think, pretty well, and he's often the one that sort of we kind of come to him, and he's the one who sort of vocalizes for the band what we need to do, what we stand for, anything really where there's like a group decision involved. It kind of goes to John, and he sort of takes on the responsibility as the leader there.
Try.
What did you say?
So I try.
I doubt.
We also designated him because he's slightly taller than all of us.
That's not.
Ah.
We're like all the same height, which is kind of fun.
I know, we're all like,
Yeah.
We're like exactly the same height.
Do you guys agree that John have a Elvis vibe because of his hair?
I think he's got a James Dean vibe, more than Elvis vibe.
I get that I have like a throwback, kind of an
Yeah.
old fashioned vibe a little bit.
Like denim leather jacket boy.
Yeah, like
White
the one in the
shirt.
Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't actually wear a lot of denim, to be honest.
Or leather.
I wear
I
a lot
do.
more. A lot. Yeah, Ben's the denim queen.
Ba-da-da-dum queen.
What you got, Whittier?
So like what you like to do for fun? I mean, Like, do you guys play sports or like that while quarantine?
Yeah.
I play esports. A lot of
I like my favorite things to do for fun, honestly, right now are cooking. I really like to cook. I like to make good drinks. Like I said, I'd love to be a bartender. Like I like to make cocktails. I love to draw, and I love to like watch new movies. I'm a huge movie person, so that's me.
I really like walking to the gym. I like walking just in general. I don't actually drive that many places anymore. I like working out. I like spending time in the sun and rain. Actually, I love rain. I love, if it's a rainy day, which happens all the time in Ohio, I'll go on the back porch and just bring an acoustic guitar and play nothing. I'll just literally just have it there to strum. Really love playing video games, Call of Duty. Warzone is what I do a lot right now. I just got back into watching anime. I just finished the Naruto series, and I love watching it in like Japanese subtitled and not dubbed with English. Way back when, I grew up in Guangzhou, China, and I actually attended Japanese school for I think 2 or 3 years. And so I'm trying to like catch up with that language as well. Fun stuff. I don't cook actually all that often. I eat maybe PB&J and eggs like every day. Not super adventurous. I just whatever can fuel me. What else is fun? I feel like the word fun is not a thing anymore with quarantine as much.
It's like things that bring me peace.
Yeah, it's like things that keep me sane, I think, more than peace.
For
Ben.
fun,
Yeah,
my
Ben.
hobby, I follow sumo wrestling.
Wow.
Any other sumo fans on
Wow.
this Zoom call?
Not me.
Nope.
No,
You
please.
said nah.
I'm a big fan of Japanese sumo wrestling, and I follow the tournaments as they go. And there's a tournament going on right now, and it's looking to be a very exciting one. Now's the time to watch if you want to get into it.
Ben actually calls us at like 3:00 in the morning, asking us if we've kept up.
Hakuho won another match.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Ben. See you tomorrow.
John, one espresso martini, please.
Yeah. Let's whip one up for you right now.
That sounds.
It's
like it's gonna
11 in the
hurt.
morning here.
That
We can
sounds
open
like
pub in Bali,
Yeah,
Indonesia.
do it.
caffeine and alcohol. There's a lot of things happening in there.
It's true. Well, cool,
Can you
guys.
guys sing us a song?
Oh shit.
Whoa!
I don't think we can sing together because there's lag.
Right.
I could sing a little bit of "Make You Mine."
Go for it, John.
Yeah. Before the call ended again.
All right. Well,
You got 4 minutes to sing the whole thing. Go, quick.
Yeah.
all right.
Give us a chord.
Well, I will call you darling, and everything will be okay. Knowing I am yours and you are mine doesn't matter anyway. In the night we'll take a walk. It's nothing funny, just you. Put your hand in mine. You know that I want to be with you all the
Hey,
time.
everybody.
You know that I won't stop until I make you mine. You know that I won't stop until I make you mine. Until I make you mine.
Right.
There you go.
Oh, there's still a lot of questions in my head.
Yeah.
We've got 3 minutes, so if you just want to rapid
Yeah.
fire them until it cuts off, and our boys at Jakarta don't have anything
Yeah,
else.
is there anything else you need to
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like, okay, I think this the last one from me. Like, I saw the Make You Mine music video, the sequel was like about zombie, where the idea comes in. About
Yeah, go ahead, John.
The directors of the video wanted to make a sequel, and they just wanted us to do something kind of goofier and something a little more adventurous. And personally, I actually had more fun filming the sequel. The sequel was really fun. So,
Me too.
yeah, it actually wasn't our idea, but we liked it a lot.
Right.
Well, Jakarta, my
Yep.
friend, do you wanna sign us off here? Do a little goodbye.
Yeah. I still have one more question again.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Better hurry.
Less than a minute.
Yeah. Every artist have a fandom name, and what the fandom name of the Public?
They're called the Dot Tribe,
Dot Tribe.
named after the dots around Public.
Yeah.
Ah.
What is the meaning?
I think the dots for us is just a way to kind of stylize our name, and everything we say on social media always has dots. And I think it's like you can always count on that being us. We said that, we approved that. That's coming from Matt Johnson.
I think too, the dots surrounding everything is like a sign of inclusivity. Is that the right word?
Inclusivity.
Inclusivity. I think everything is contained within those dots, and everything's acceptable. Everything is welcome. So I think people putting those dots around their name is like they're a part of this, not so much movement, but of this like understanding that like I'm
Community.
here. Yeah, community. I'm here to understand where you guys are coming from. My whole being is within these parameters. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I don't think we came up with Dot Tribe. I think a fan did. And I think it's been a name that's kind of grown with the fan community more so than us pushing that agenda, which I think just strengthens the resolve of the people that like have become fans of ours.
Yeah.
And I think it even is super cool to see those people reaching out to other people with dots around their names that from different countries, from different states, whatever it is, and becoming really, really good friends with them because they're like, oh, you love Public. Like, I'd love to talk to you about like your taste in music and lifestyle and all this kind of stuff.